Hey everybody, welcome to another Many Markets video. My name is T, and I am going to be going over S&P 500 companies today. Basically just looking for companies that I don't understand or that I think are interesting or in interesting sectors. I might be doing some spreadsheet work. But yeah, this is mainly just a scouting video. So, and the reason for this is like I don't really like to just buy the market for ethical reasons, and then also just because it makes you exposed to sectors that you maybe don't want to be exposed to. So it's March 6th, and the market dropped today. It looks like I don't really know how much the market. I'm just as a quick look, I'm just looking at companies marketcap.com. I've found this website useful in the past, so, and yeah, just looking at things, this is a good day. I like to see when things drop. I like it when things drop. It means things are on sale. So I forget where I've been doing these videos on this channel, and I don't know if I've been including all the videos, but I'm just basically going like to see like what I'm gonna write down Home Depot. I'm basically looking at things that I think are kind of more value things. I will look at everything. I just like don't really know how to price everything that I look at in this sort of AI sphere. Just everything seems like kind of bloated and weird. So, it's hard for me to value growth right now because I myself am bearish, and I basically think I'm not bearish like long term, but if it's like someone thinks something's going to happen on a 10-year horizon, but I think it's going to happen on a 20-year horizon or 15-year horizon, that sort of makes you bearish based on what the prices are for the securities. So a lot of these companies I don't know. Novartis. Yeah, is this pharmaceuticals? Yeah. So, and I don't look at pharmaceuticals because that's not a sector that I am interested in. These are the 44th biggest company by market cap. AstraZeneca, also pharmaceuticals. I'm assuming a lot of these that LVMH, I think that's like luxury goods. I feel like that company used to be much bigger. I kind of wonder what this story is with that. Luxury goods I also mostly don't look at. I don't have anything against it. It's just not something that I understand very well. Yeah, it looks like 22. Oh wait, no, earnings. Let's see, it's market cap. Yeah, wow, yeah, it was significantly more. I mean, down from peak. This is actually 494. We might actually look at this. I might start looking at luxury things more. I don't know. It's hard for me to 491. I don't like luxury for a variety of reasons. I might get into that in another video. Is that the top? What's the peak for this thing? Let's just call it 491. 491, and it's currently at LVMH. Price is kind of helpful to tell a story. I don't know. I mean, I don't do technical analysis here, if that's what you're here for. You won't be here long. LVMH. So what I say, 491 top, lower. I didn't think through this spreadsheet at all. This is a quick sort of. I was just vibing, doing some market research. 491, and then what is it? Current. Top. Price per share. Current PPS. And we'll do current is top market cap. Current market cap. We'll do 289. I don't know if I've ever done this way. We'll do ratio. So it is at 58% of its top or something. That company used to be much bigger. So clothing and luxury goods. I don't really LVMH actually I am going to look at real quick. So like the basic thesis of my videos or this channel or whatever lately is sort of like how to invest in the market without having exposure to things that you don't want to have exposure to. So it is generally like a kind of an EMH type thing, but it's not. It's like limited EMH is maybe what I'm thinking. Let's see, what do we have here? I kind of wanted to skim the news, but we'll see. All right, so LVMH. In general, I also don't like to look at I just don't like to look at non-United States stuff. 2.6% dividend. Okay, 50% of shares held by all insider. 50.01 shares are held by insiders. Profile, let's see. Wine and spirits products, yeah, this is just not something that I understand. Which is frustrating in that, I don't understand II, but I kind of understand it from a consumer perspective. I don't understand this company from a consumer perspective. Custom designed yachts. I just don't get it at all. I am going to write it down. I wrote it down. Okay. Because, I don't know, things that I have no understanding of, I find it useful to research to just, be a more complete person. I'm not really going to look at banks. Banks are another thing that I don't really... Maybe in some worlds I like to look at them. I don't like to look at banks right now. Merck is pharma. Toyota. I think I need to skip down because I think I've already gone over these recently. McDonald's. Was a real estate company is basically how I was thinking about it. That's kind of just, I don't know. I don't understand McDonald's at all. L'Oreal. We'll look at L'Oreal. Man, these, L'Oreal is Hermes. L'Oreal is shampoos and conditioners, right? I mean, they make bathroom products. International Holding Company. What is that? What is the story with this company? This is what's frustrating. It's kind of wild how many of these companies that I just have no understanding of. No, wait, what? Let's see. I don't know. I mean, this is. I'm gonna chalk this up to a CoinMarketCap website thing. I don't know what this is. Oh, UAE, United Arab Emirates company. I don't know. Okay, maybe it's just whatever there. I don't know what that is. Lind, is this the chocolate company? Chemicals. What is this? Era. Alright, yeah. Gas company, industrial gas. I think we will write that down. That's industrial gas, it's just one of those things that is needed for lots of things. So that's a good company to maybe dig deeper into to understand just basically how the world currently functions. I think of PepsiCo as basically just a soft drinks company. I have a feeling that's not what it is. And so that's another company that's I find frustrating. I'm going to write Verizon down. Telecom and also PepsiCo. Like soft drinks, like, because it's not, like, PepsiCo is more of a distribution company than anything. It's just another thing that I don't really understand. I'm not really, it's just not my lane. Telecoms, I think, is important. I find it very annoying. Amgen's pharma, right? Yeah, okay. Let's get some of these closed. They have 10,000 companies on this website. Salesforce, I'll write down. Other thing, I don't know, man. I guess there's actually not that many sectors I'm interested in, and more lately, more sectors that I'm interested in. We will write down Thermo Fisher Scientific. I'm more interested in things that are not easy to invest in public markets lately. So like land I find interesting, and what else? This is an interesting company. I'm just looking at its summary right here. Like, it's interesting that it pays a tiny dividend. It has basically a market beta, and its PE ratio is high. And I think that's kind of like, I don't know. I find that weird. Look at how much, that's crazy. What is this, 20% in? Yeah, 6 months. This is weird. This is a weird company to me. I would like to understand this better. Scientific instrumentation, I don't know, just in public markets, I'm kind of surprised, honestly. Like, is this the biggest scientific instrumentation company? Just because I'm like, do they sell machines that are like, I think they sell small machines, but do they sell like huge machines for tons of money? Like, who are their buyers? I feel like I've seen that before on, like, like a schoolroom, like, I don't know, like some measuring device in a science lab or whatever. BHP Group. Mining, metals, petroleum. Okay, yeah, we'll look at this. There's a lot of mining in Australia. Wow, 44% a year. Interesting. I mean, this is kind of the reason that I've been looking at this more is because I think a lot of my theories, a lot of my never mind. We're not going to go there today. Let's see. BHP. Yeah, dividend lower than market beta. PE 17.8. What is? Do people kind of consider mining, I think, annual? Wow. Yeah, wow. Annoying. Yeah, this is interesting. This is a very interesting. Let's do that. Ooh, mining. Gas. Again, just a company. Some companies, I think, like, so that's the type of company that I like to study because of what else I'll learn, even if I'm not that interested in the company. Whereas, like, PepsiCo is the opposite of that. Nothing personal to PepsiCo. It's just like a consumer products company that's a consumer product that I don't find. It's like you don't, like, I don't think like PepsiCo is like a need, like gasoline is kind of like a need. It's maybe it's not a need, but like, I guess we'll write down Boeing. I don't really want to, but write down Disney, I guess. Yeah, gasoline you could say isn't a need, but like the whole world kind of runs on it. I don't really know if like if everyone stopped using gasoline tomorrow, the whole world would be different. If everyone stopped drinking Pepsi tomorrow, how different would things be? Maybe some things would be different. TJX, is this that clothing situation? Yeah, okay. Wow. That's wild. I don't know why that would be up 32% a year. This is the 97th. TJX was at like the 96th. What is this? Semiconductors. I've been ignoring semiconductors, but I'll write it down. At some point, semiconductors might be underpriced. It's not something I understand. I'll do... In general, I will not be looking. I don't plan on looking at any Chinese companies. No future plans on looking at that either. Intuitive, ISRG. We'll do probably not looking at. Probably not that interesting, I guess. This is just like anything having to do with medicine, at least in the United States, I'm probably not that interested in. Novo Nordisk, they make like, maybe I should group these by like type of company. Novo Nordisk can be, that's like hard drives or whatever, it's more tech stuff. Shopify. What is AppLovin? I feel like I looked this up recently. Software tech. What does this company do? Wow. Grow, and it tanked. What a volatile. How old is this? It's only 2021. I do find this interesting because I've never heard of it. What is this? Top 100 something? And it's a big company. 103, third biggest company by market cap in the world. So let's look at this real quick. What is AppLovin? What is going on in the world? What do you do, AppLovin? End-to-end artificial intelligence powered advertising solutions. Okay. It's ads. It's ads in a more automated, techie way, I guess. Ads I just generally prefer. Like, that's not... I don't know. I don't like to look at it. This company I find interesting because it's so young. I am going to write it down. Yeah, it's very young. So whatever they're up to will provide me insight if I study it. Arista Networks. Tech, electronics, networking, hardware. All right, let's see what these people do. It's just, I'm kind of like, if the AI takes a hit, then I would be more interested in looking at these things. In general, I see tech and I don't want to look. I don't even want to pull this up. I will pull this one up because I've already started, I guess. I guess it's sunk cost. I shouldn't, but data driven, yeah, data center, campus routing. This whole industry is more interesting when do I want to put this near anything else? No. This whole interesting is more interesting. I don't like to look at any industry in a bull market. That's just my preference. Total Energies. What is this? Oil and gas, energy, France. All right, we'll look at them. We will look at them. What's going on here? Wow, that's a tiny beta. A tiny beta and a low PE and a high dividend. Interesting. Interesting. And an oldish company from 90, when are they around? I think a public. Somewhere in the 90s, early 90s. Interesting. What is this company's deal? This company I find very interesting. Just basically looking at their summary, these numbers are like, what? That's such a high dividend. That's like ExxonMobil, I think, used to pay a dividend like that. What? Okay, I can't copy that, I guess. We had mining somewhere. Where's that mining company? BHP. Was TMO mining? I don't remember. So we're gonna move these to right here. And okay. I don't know. All right. These numbers just look. I mean, this is like my first thought is like I always try and look at the downside because the numbers to me are like, oh, this is awesome, kind of compared to other things I've seen. But maybe it's not for the industry. But like I'm like, are they not investing enough in the future? Right. That's my first thought. They're paying a high dividend. They have a low PE. So I'm like, my first worry would be like, okay, what is this company like not focused on the long term? That would be my first sort of kind of snap judgment fear thing. Just to compare this real quick, where's ExxonMobil? There we go. Compare this to like, okay, they literally have about half, a little more than half of Exxon's beta, which means they follow the market less than Exxon, or they have historically. Where is this thing? Not ANET. Yeah. Oh wait, no, I'm wrong. It's not. It's 2.8. Okay, it's less than Exxon's beta. Their PE is lower than Exxon's. Their dividend's higher. Yeah. In general, right now, I think energy is interesting. I always like energy. That's always, in terms of like things to look at and understand, I always like looking at energy. I think it's the most important. It might be the most important thing traded publicly. Santander, that sounds familiar. Is this a bank? Yeah, okay. Schneider Electric. We can look at Schneider. Where did that go? What just happened? Yeah, we'll look at that later. Energy, just because I think energy is like... Energy is one of these things that is, in a weird way, like... I don't know how much the range of energy an individual uses is, like, depending on one's lifestyle. I don't know how much it changes, how much it goes up, down. But energy is something, it's one of those things that we really don't want to do without. A lot of people would not want to do without energy. And so, like, you know, like if food markets were traded more publicly, or like in a way that felt more easily investable to me, I would find food markets interesting. Because we're not going to go without food. What is this? What am I looking at? Electronics manufacturing. Okay. I don't really care. I don't want to look at this right now. Where was the other electronics thing? Maybe ANET? Amphenol. I don't care. APH. Airbus makes planes. Alright, we'll do Airbus. DE. Honeywell makes like air conditioners and things. This is another thing that I personally don't. Oh, aerospace. Okay, defense contractors. I don't know. I don't like to look at a lot of military stuff. I don't really understand it. I will write it down. I probably will not dig too. I would imagine I'm not going to dig too much into that. Uber. I've already sort of looked into Uber. I'll look into Uber more. I am curious. What's Uber? Just because we have it here. I might be wasting time. Uber. I thought Uber's PE was lower. I must be thinking of something else. Uber I find is an interesting company. AAB SW Swiss Engineering, we'll look at that probably. Another thing I find, I don't know, this could go either way. Like this I could find interesting. I could also be like, I don't know, it's totally out of my depth. All right, I think that's enough for right now. We're at 121, so this goes down to the biggest 121 companies by market cap as of today. I expect to do more of these videos. I expect I'll do at least 500, go all the way to the 500 companies. Well, at least that's my plan. I've been skipping. Obviously, I skip some, like Pfizer I don't go over because I know that's pharma. And yeah, I mean, this will be part of a series. I imagine, right, like, after this, I'm not sure what I'll do. I'll probably look at things that are other companies, but in general, like, this is what I have been doing lately and expect to do in the future, which is scouting companies and then doing sort of brief and quick analysis of their financials, what they are, my thoughts, whatever. So, hope this was helpful, and I hope you write a comment. See you in the next one.